So the lecture time is Tuesday and Thursday, and I will use Zoom to record this lecture during the lecture time. We have 2 sessions for the class, and it's a very big class. There are many students registered in the online sessions. So, but for the content-wise, there is no difference between these 2 sessions. Whether you registered in a face-to-face session or whether you registered, well, I haven't changed this. It's not BA. It's P2103. Whether you register in either one of the sessions, it does not matter. The assignment is exactly the same, and you also have the freedom of your own choice to attend this class. Basically, you can either come to the classroom to join this Thursday lecture physically, or you can join this real-time Zoom meeting of the lecture. Like right now, our Zoom meeting have close to 50 students. And some students, they may work in the daytime and they may have some other issue that they cannot attend the class. Then they can access the recorded videos through the web course because I will record every lecture using the Zoom. And the Zoom recorded lecture video should be available about 1 hour, no more than 2 hours after the lecture is finished. So you can always access the lecture in the Tuesday and Thursday night. And for student, if you want to ask question, like, of course, if you are physically in the classroom, you can ask right away. If you join this Zoom meeting in the real time, you can ask question by type your question in the chat. So I can see the question and I will try to answer those questions. Or you can open up your microphone to directly ask the questions. But sometimes microphone microphone has some technical issues, either about background noise or about the audio in the classroom has some issues. So probably the best way is for online student to ask questions is to post a question in this chat in the Zoom recording, Zoom meeting. So the recorded video will be available on the web course on the will be available on the web course. Like if you see the tab, you will see the Zoom here. This is that when you want to join in the classroom, you join in like today's Zoom meeting, then you can join in this class in the real time. And here is this cloud recording. And right now there's nothing here. But after today, after class finish 1 to 2 hours later, you will be able to see today's lecture recorded video here. Then you can watch the lecture video. Some other question, let me see. Class Discord. I do not create any social media discussion forum for the class. The web course has this collaboration tools, has this chat. Basically can help you to connect with students in the class using its own way. But of course, you can create Discord channel by yourself and share with other students, and so that you can join the Discord channel to discuss anything like assignment, like other issues for the class. All the assignment will be open book because we have so many online students. So so you have the freedom to discuss assignment with each other. It's just don't copy directly answer solutions from another student. So that will be counted as a plagiarism. But you can discuss questions for the homework with each other. There's no exam in the class, so there's no issue for you to discuss with each other. What is the recommended language for programming assignments? I will explain that a moment later when I explain these programming assignments. Okay, let's come back. I believe we have more than 200 students in the class because there are more than 100 students in the online sessions. So as I said, that students in both sessions can access the recorded lecture videos. And I don't have attendance requirement for the in-person session student. So even if you're in person, you're registered as an in-person session student, you can choose the way you take this class. Of course, I hope more students can physically come to the classroom so we can have live discussion and also either join the real-time Zoom meeting. We will have real-time interactions and ask questions and answer directly in the lecture time. And because there's no attendance requirement, and so that's the common problem for online teaching is that when there is no attendance requirement, many students, they don't attend class, even in a real-time Zoom meeting. They have this or that reason cannot attend the class. They watch the lecture video, but lecture video is long. For this class, is 1 hour 15 minutes for each lecture. And in current age, no one watch a video more than 1 hour besides a movie. Even for movie streaming, you will maybe skip many part. So there's one big issue for online teaching is about motivation because everything rely on yourself. And many students, they could delay watching the lecture video because of they are busy today, then they're busy next day, then they're busy next day. Eventually, they will have 4, 5, 6 lectures that they haven't watched. So that could create a lot of problem for the learning. So for online teaching to be successful, you need to be self-motivated and self-disciplined. You need to set up a goal like each week. Like at the end of each week, I should finish this week's lecture video, at least before the end of this week. Don't delay that to next week or 2 weeks later. Then you will delay further on and eventually you will miss a lot of class. So, but for online teaching, there's no good way to push for this one. So it's still rely on self-motivation for you to take this class. Okay, prerequisite for the class is that first, we need a programming experience because this class has a programming assignment. My other 2 classes, the other 2 cybersecurity classes I teach for graduate program, they don't have programming assignment, then there's no need for programming knowledge. But this one need to have programming knowledge. So one issue for this class is that if you haven't learned programming, or you haven't done any programming for a long time, then maybe this class will be good challenge for you. So and it could be a lot of trouble if you haven't done that. Programming assignment has a big weight in the overall grade for this class. C programming language is not required, but at least you should be able to read a C program code. You don't need to program in C by yourself. But many lecture content, I will use the C code as example. But right now, this AI tools is a great tool that you can freely translate a program language code from C to Java or Python, or from Python, Java to C. And this translation is quite accurate. Now, normally, you don't need to do any modification. You can translate the entire code without any problem. So this should be not a big issue. And some other knowledge is not that much other knowledge. First, some knowledge on computer architecture, like a stack, a heap, a memory, dynamic memory allocation, static memory allocation. That's the general knowledge. And because we will teach buffer overflow attack and defense, so that concept need you to understand the stack and the heap and memory allocation. Operating system, we don't need that much knowledge on operating system, just a very, very basic knowledge. And networking, for computer security class, any computer security class require you to have networking knowledge. Basic usage of a Unix machine. For many programming assignment, we need you to do this programming code in the department Linux machine, because then the TA can verify your code running by execute your code on the department Linux machine, so it will be unified environment. To use that Unix machine, you need to use remote login. You need to run some basic Unix command. So very basic usage of a Unix machine. One question, will you use Kali Linux or similar virtual machine in this class? The answer is no. This class does not require you to use virtual machine. For the Linux, you just need to remote log in to department Linux server and use it. We don't need to use, because this is not a separate operation type of class, so we don't need to use virtualized environment. So the objective for this class first is learn software vulnerabilities. We will dive deep into the buffer overflow attack and buffer overflow defense, because that's the number one software security issues in this software security field. And we will dive into the concrete concept for this. And the first programming assignment will be about buffer overflow attack. And then after we introduce the buffer overflow attack and also defense, we will introduce the next is about how do we assess the software vulnerability. There are many assessment methods to evaluate or discover the bugs in software. One of the main assessment method is called fuzzing test. Either fuzz testing or fuzzing test. It's the same concept. So we will introduce this one in detail as well in this class, because that's the probably dominant software assessment. And also this is also the way for attacker to find potential bugs in software. Secondly, we learn computer malware, because this class title is software vulnerability and also malware analysis. So second objective is to learn computer malware. Malware, this code is created English name by combining these two words together, malicious software. So people call it malware. And there are many types of malicious software out there. So we will introduce most of them, like a virus, worm, botnet, like a spyware, adware, Trojan, rootkit. We will introduce more about virus and email worms and phishing attack, corresponding email-based phishing attack. For the other malware, we will just give very brief introduction, not that much to talk about Trojan or rootkit or spyware anyway. Learn some basic malware analysis. Malware analysis can be very technical, and we will not introduce a very concrete technical aspect of the malware analysis, just basic knowledge for that. Learn malware's characteristics, features, learn how to detect, monitoring malware, and how to defend against the different type of malicious software. So that's the second aspect of the class. And the third aspect of the class is that this is a 6,000 software cybersecurity class. So we will teach some research aspect for the cybersecurity. So the third objective for the class is to learn some research on malware and software security. Basically, I will provide some important papers published in the cybersecurity field. You try to read some of them and try to understand how people conduct academic research on cybersecurity field. And how do they find some new idea? How do they elaborate and prove that idea and write an academic paper? So one assignment for the class is a paper review assignment. So ask each one to read at least 2 papers from the list that in every detail, then generate the presentation slides for those 2 papers, just as if you are the author for that paper. So this will try to give you some basic understanding for the academic research in this field. So that's all the 3 aspects for this class, the content for this class. For the course material, there's no required textbook. It's just some reference book, but it's not. It's less and less important right now for textbook, especially for graduate level class. You should be able to do the search to find the learning material, teaching material by yourself on the internet. There are so many resources out there, and many of them are free. So as long as you learn how to find them. Here are some other online resources from the other universities. Like this is CS161. This is a basic computer security introduction class in UC Berkeley, and they actually made this class to be open every year. Well, my link here is for 2008, so it's a very old link. But if you check UC Berkeley CS161, you should be able to find all its recent class, like and you can find its class in every semester, and it's taught by several cybersecurity faculties in turn. And every faculty, when they teach this class, they actually make this class public available. Everything is public available, basically. Like this is in fall 2024. And you can see each lecture's slides and homework. And many times they have the lecture videos. Let me see. This one has a discussion video. I believe this is a lecture video by the class. So basically they make everything available. It's not like in UCF, the lecture video is only available on web course. So student outside of UCF, student not registered for the class, they cannot watch the lecture video. but they actually make this class, all the teaching videos, all the assignment, everything is available publicly. So it's a very good resource for you to learn. Their teaching of this, I think the title for this class is software security. So it's very related to this class because we are teaching a lot about software security as well. So if you have some time, you can go through their slides, check this class title, then find one you're interested, check the slides. And if you don't understand some part of the slides, you watch that recorded video just in that section to understand that 1 or 2 page of the slides that you don't understand. So you can go through this class selectively and also efficiently. So I would strongly recommend you at least take a look of this UC Berkeley CS161. This is undergrad class, undergrad introduction of software security. So you should be able to go through it by yourself. As I said, it's posted every semester, taught by several faculties in turn. So every faculty, the teaching material could be slightly different. Another good one is this one, Dr. Wenliang Du from Syracuse. He has a long support from National Science Foundation. So he put, this is funded by NSF. So he put a lot of, he put a lot of hands-on labs for cybersecurity education on this website. So many of these labs, you can follow it directly by yourself. And all the lab setup, all the virtual machine, it's all the software is free, open source, or either open source or free software. You can install it by yourself, and then you can try the lab. Basically, they're doing attack and defense and security operation, and you can try all of them by yourself by using the material. So he has done well-known research in this cybersecurity education, and you can see that it has been used by a lot of universities faculty to get the material from him to teach the cybersecurity class. So this is another very good resource for you to take a look. So these are just the 2 examples of the resource from other faculties in universities. And another good resource is YouTube. So there you can find all kinds of education YouTube tutorial video on YouTube, either long or short. And you can do a search and find all those things. Wikipedia is a good resource for initial learning. For any concept that you don't understand, you can find its introduction of that concept on Wikipedia. Like if you want to find what is incident response, what is a cyber operation, what is like a fast testing. I explained that fast testing. If you don't understand it, you can go to Wikipedia to search for the introduction of that. And of course, another is the AI tools like ChatGPT or other similar large language model that for any concept, if you don't understand, you can just go to ChatGPT and search for it. For the assignment for this class is you can see the major part is on the programming assignment. we should have 3 programming assignments. So each one is 15 points. And some homework, written assignments, we will have 1 written assignment, 10%. Paper review, as I said, the third aspect of this class is about learn academic research paper. So you need to write paper review, and that is about 15%. There is no final exam. So final exam will be replaced by this called term project. It's on the third aspect of this class. Basically, ask you to do academic research on a cybersecurity topic. Of course, it's much lightweighted than write a publishable paper. So that's but the format is very similar. The procedure is also similar as to write an academic research paper. So that is a term project, 30%. As I emphasized that if you don't have any programming knowledge, then this class may not be suitable for you, because I know some students graduate not from the computer science or computer engineering bachelor degree. They don't have any programming knowledge, then this class will not be suitable for you. Otherwise, because we have 45% on weight on the programming science. Let me see what's next. Oh, term project. I will explain term project in a moment. For the programming assignment, right now I'm still thinking about these 3 programming assignments. One is about buffer overflow. Generate a buffer overflow attack. Of course, it's a much simplified version of the buffer overflow attack. In buffer overflow attack in the real world could be much more complicated because of all the defense mechanism posed by the operating system, by the people's software. Second is about the fuzzing test, fuzz testing. So you need to do programming of the fuzz testing code to evaluate vulnerable software to find where the bugs is in that given binary software. Third one is about simulation. In academic research, in many cases, you cannot do any real experiment because there's no such kind of system for you to do it. Then you need to do at least do some simulation to prove that what your proposed idea or approach will work or have better performance than existing system. So simulation is one important techniques for doing any research or not research, but in the industry, if you do any design, probably the first step is to simulation to verify that design actually works. So this is about simulation, and we will simulate about the internet worm propagation because this is related to malware and also security. So we will learn some basic simulation techniques and use one of them, discrete time simulation techniques to generate the code to simulate internet malware, how they spread out. Okay, and so that's about these programming assignments. For the term project, I said it's a research-like project. So, but basically give you some basic training on how to write a research paper. Of course, it's not as difficult as actually writing a paper. If you haven't done that before, then this is a good training exercise. And for this one, I will allow 2 students form a group to do it together. You can find your friend and another person that is interested in the same topic as you, then you work together. So this will help you to learn how to collaborate with at least another person. In the real world, even for academic research, most likely you will not do it alone by yourself. You need to collaborate with others. In industry, the collaboration will be much, much bigger. So try to learn how to do collaboration with some other peoples. Of course, if you cannot find another student in this class that can work with you, you can do this term project all by yourself, but that means you need to do all the work by yourself. When I do the grading, I do not distinguish whether this work is done by one student or whether this work is done by two students. So I will treat it as exactly the same. So if you work alone, it's fine, but it means that you do everything by yourself. Find the topics, cybersecurity topics by yourself. I will explain some example topics maybe next week, either Tuesday or Thursday, to give you some example topics that you can do for this term project. But when you read many academic research paper, you can have some feeling what other people are doing, what kind of research topic are people doing research. So you can find topics through that way as well. So in the end, you need to submit a report. This report is like an academic paper. You should write the report in a similar format as academic paper you are reading throughout this class. And you should also submit a presentation slides for your term project paper, just as if you're presenting your research in a conference. So that's the basic format for this class. Any question? Let me see, what's this question? In many, we learn about AI tools that are being used in cybersecurity field. In this class, I will not introduce how to use AI tools, but I will use, at least I will use ChatGPT throughout this class, because originally, before AI tools, I will use Google to do search to find something. But right now, during the class, whenever I do any kind of search or knowledge searching, I will use ChatGPT. But AI tools have much more uses than just search some basic answer like Google, just a replace of Google. Like in industry, like for example, my wife worked in a software company, so they use AI tools a lot, like do the coding. They actually have commercial account for the AI tools so that you can ask more questions, more advanced questions. And they will use up all the quotation for every day just to do the programming, help them to do the programming. So that's one potential issue for computer science is that I think you already feel the trend that in recent maybe 3 year, 4 year, the entry level computer science job has been decreasing. It's because of the AI tools. Like when my wife is a senior software engineer, so they don't need that many entry level programmer to do the programming anymore, because the senior level programming person, they can use AI tools to generate the code very quickly. They just ask AI tools some like a basic outline of what they want to do for the code, and AI tools can generate code very quickly, and you only need to modify a little bit, go through the AI tools several rounds, and you can eventually generate a code in much higher speed than previous done. Previously, this basic coding, you can ask the entry-level employee to do it. Right now, they don't need entry-level to do this coding. So So there's one big challenge that for computer science students that first entry-level programming job will decreasing eventually. There's no one can reverse that trend. So you need to learn how to use AI tools to help you to do programming much more efficient and learn all the available techniques that can help you to use those AI tools. But this class, I will not teach that part. I haven't used AI tools a lot by myself because in research, AI tools does not help that much. But I will demonstrate using AI tools, very basic usage of AI tools throughout this class. Programming assignment. As I said, for the term project, it's a group project, but programming assignment is individual assignments. So each student do the programming by him or herself. Of course, for programming assignment, you can discuss with some other student to help resolve issues, but you cannot copy the code from each other. So that's the programming assignment. So programming assignment is individual based assignment. Can the TA or faculty suggest a topic for project if student cannot find one? I can suggest a list of topic like next week. I will give introduction of a list of cybersecurity research topic that has been done in the research field. I cannot give you a specific idea that to write. But remember, this is not like writing academic paper. In order to actually generate an academic paper, you need to present some new things. You need to have some new contribution. This term project does not need you to have any new contribution to the field. So it's much less required than that. So even if you don't have any new idea, that is fine. You just do some like a basic research, basic summary and survey of a research topic. Then that will be fine as well. I will explain more next week, next Tuesday, on the term project writing. How can we prepare best for the class? I'm not sure how do you prepare best for the class is, well, if you learned programming many years ago, if you haven't done it for a long time, then probably go through some basic either C or C programming or Python programming or Java programming, then that would be helpful for you to finish those programming assignments later. For programming assignments, are we turning in our code using GitHub? No, you need to submit the programming code and also the report of the programming through the web course assignment. So you don't need to use GitHub for that. But of course, GitHub is used a lot by programming community, even for our academic research, because many people, when they write academic research, they use GitHub to share their programming code, because you want other reader to be able to validate what you have presented, what you have simulated. So in order to make your research to be convincible, it's better you can share all your final simulation or experiment code on GitHub, so other people can download and try to generate the same result. Remember, in scientific research, the first criteria to judge is that all the result is repeatable. So if you want to make it more convincing, you need to share your code so other people can try and generate the same result. So GitHub is used a lot by industry and also by academic field. Okay, well, that's I don't know what's the future for software development industry, but that's currently all the big software company, they hire less junior programmer, and they emphasize more on some experienced engineer to do all the job. But I don't know what's the future trend. Will we submit a screenshot and the code in assignment? For the programming assignment, you need to submit the source code. But sometimes in the writing report, you probably need to have some screenshot to show in the report. The report basically explains how you generate the code, what's the result of running the code. So that is put in the report part. Is it mandatory to use the school's Unix machine for the assignment? For the programming assignments, we will use the department Linux machine because I want to provide the same common field so the TA can verify your programming code directly by running it on the department Linux machine. But when you do the programming assignment, you can do it on yourself. Or you can do it on your own Linux machine or Windows machine by running that programming environment. But you need to be able to run your code on the department Linux machine to generate the correct result. Basically, make sure that your code can generate the same result by running on the department Linux machine. So that's the basic requirement. In the development stage, of course, you can use your own machine to do it because maybe you have a much better IDE, this programming environment on your own computer, so it will help you to program faster. So you can do that, but in the end, you need to make sure it can run and generate the correct result on the department Linux machine. So that will answer this question. Another question, is there anything in the class that we'll need to do on a PC? Will Mac work for everything? This class does not need virtualization environment. The new Mac machine has some challenge for virtualization environment, especially this ARM-chipped, the new ARM-chipped MacBook. But this class does not need virtualization environment, so Mac computer has no problem than Windows computer. Any version of computer would be fine. Basically, department has several Linux server that are dedicated for teaching. So every student, after the first week, you will have an account to log in to the department Linux server. Then you can run this basic coding on the department Linux server. Okay, so anyway, I think I answered all the questions in the chat. Any other question for the format or the content of this class?
You said you cut off at a part about talking about TA running about the code. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part. My audio got cut off.
Oh, for which part?
Then you said something about TA running our codes or something or submission with the code.
Oh, yeah. For the programming assignment, sometimes, well, the TA may not be able to verify every student code because that will take a lot of time. But if the grader or TA has some doubt about your result, about your programming code, the TA can download your code from web course and upload to Department Linux machine and run it. So in your report, you should explain clearly how the TA can execute your code to execute it smoothly. So that the TA can verify your result. So that's the what I have mentioned for the grading for the programming assignment. So that's why you can generate the coding on your own computer, on your own Linux machine. But before you submit, you need to make sure your code can run successfully in the Department Linux server.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we encouraged to use AI to help build our code? Well, no one can prevent you to use AI tools for the coding. And that's a reality. So yeah, so you have all the freedom to use AI tools to generate the code. So actually it makes this coding assignment challenge for the instructor as well. We cannot make very basic code for you to run because you can generate those simple code by asking a simple question on AI and can generate complete code for yourself. Yeah, but anyway, you can use all the AI tools to help you to build your coding assignment.